The Arctic ice cap is shrinking, but it's not all our fault. A major study of the polar region has found at least half of the disappearance is down to natural processes and not the fault of man-made warming. Part of the decline in ice cover is due to random and chaotic natural changes in air currents, researchers said. The rest has been driven by man-made global warming, scientists said. The research means that although it is widely feared that the Arctic could soon be free of ice, this could be delayed if nature swings back to a cooler cycle. Loss of the sea ice is predicted to have numerous effects on the planet. These include reflecting less light into space, potentially making the Earth warmer and more predictable. It will also reducing the habitat of animals such as polar bears. Natural variations in the Arctic climate may be responsible for about 30 to 50% of the overall decline in September sea ice since 1979. The US-based team of scientists wrote in the journal Nature Climate Change. Sea ice hit a record low in September 2012, late summer in the Arctic, in satellite records dating back to 1979, and declined by around 13% each year. The ice is now around the smallest for mid-March, rivaling winter lows set in 2016 and 2015. The study, separating man-made from natural influences in the Arctic atmospheric circulation, said that a decades-long natural warming of the Arctic climate might be tied to shifts as far away as the tropical Pacific Ocean. Led author Kinghua Ding of the University of California, Santa Barbara, said, "If this natural mode would stop or reverse in the near future, we would see a slowdown of the recent fast melting trend, or even a recovery of sea ice. But in the long term, the buildup of man-made greenhouse gases would become an ever more overwhelming factor," he said. Ed Hawkins of the University of Reading, who was not involved in the study, said, "Recent summer Arctic sea ice extents have all been amongst the lowest on record, but this is not necessarily all due to warming global temperatures. Part of the sea ice decline is also because of changes in the atmospheric circulation. Looking ahead, it is still a matter of when, rather than if, the Arctic will become ice-free in summer. The melt of the Arctic is disrupting the livelihoods of indigenous peoples and damaging wildlife such as polar bears and seals while opening the region to more oil and gas and shipping." Professor Andrew Shepard of Leeds University, who did not participate in the study, welcomed it as pinning down the relative shares of natural and man-made influences. "Nobody's done this attribution before," he said. "The findings could help narrow down huge uncertainties about when the ice will vanish." The term ice-free Arctic is usually understood to be roughly 386,000 square miles. Last summer it fell to around 1.6 million square miles. In 2013, a UN panel of climate scientists merely said human influences had very likely contributed to the loss of Arctic ice, without estimating how much. It said that the ice could disappear by mid-century if emissions keep rising. Professor Chris Rapley, professor of climate science at University College London, said, "Over the last 3 decades, satellite instruments have measured a 3% per decade loss of summer minimum sea ice extent in the Arctic. Models have consistently underestimated the loss." The new paper by Ding et al. Offers an explanation of the discrepancy. The authors provide evidence of a process by which decadal time is scale natural variability of the Arctic atmospheric circulation may have contributed as much as 30 to 50% of the decline. Even so, the systematic component of loss due to human-induced climate change remains robust and significant. The possibility that the atmospheric variability in the Arctic is teleconnected to changes in the tropical Pacific illustrates the complexity of the global coupled ocean atmosphere ice system and its capacity to deliver surprises.